It's a Monday. It's the 19th day of August, 2024. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Beautiful landscapes, historic sites, and unique downtowns await visitors to Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, folks, more summer weather is coming in the days ahead. This pattern is exactly what you would expect for this time of year. Still some very warm summertime temperatures. We're not breaking any records. It's just going to be summer. Occasional showers and thunderstorms. The last few weeks, thunderstorm activity has really picked up, and while it's not going to be at the levels that it's been, there's still pretty good chances of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not every day, but kind of alternating days. And then we have a possible cool down coming this weekend across the Intermountain West, especially Sunday. Saturday for some of you, Sunday for everybody. And then another cool down coming next week. What's going on? 2 cool downs coming in August. We'll talk about that here in a moment, as we are going to see a pattern developing here at the end of August, which really is not unusual. Great photos coming in over the weekend, a wide variety of sunrises, sunsets, beautiful horseback rides. Nice to see a little bit of green starting to show up after the rains here recently. And of course, we saw some really great shots, especially Friday, as the air dried out and also the smoke cleared out. Look at the visibility. Look at what you can see here in the texture of the clouds. And a lot of people saw this cloud. Had a lot of photos come in across eastern Wyoming of the same cloud formation Friday afternoon and evening. Notice when you hear the term isolated thunderstorm, well, there it is. Sometimes you'll get an isolated thunderstorm and you'll be right under it. Other times you'll have views like that. And we also had other buildup with showers and thunderstorms, especially on Saturday in western and southwestern areas of Wyoming. We saw those showers and thunderstorms pop up again. Then we had some beautiful sunrises and sunsets across all of the region. Look at the calm water there on the lake. And then more sunrises, sunsets, and mammatus clouds on the backside of the thunderstorm that rolled through Sweetwater County Saturday afternoon and evening. And some of those thunderstorms strong enough to knock a big spruce tree down in the Cokeville area. But overall, just a pretty pleasant weekend. But as we go into the days ahead, really don't expect too much to be changing. The satellite imagery this morning shows some clouds in an area right here. This is where the subtropical moisture is going to reside today. Notice this little curl here off the Pacific Northwest coast. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. So the water vapor, there's an upper level low sitting off the coast of Washington. Subtropical moisture, you can see where it is going to be today in that plume right there. Dry air coming up out of the deserts. But most of you along the divide and east of the divide, you're going to have an active shower and thunderstorm pattern. I talked briefly about smoke. It really has cleared out, especially in this notch right here. It's been really nice to have good visibility as fire activity in this part of the world here has really lessened quite a bit. New fire activity in Idaho, though, throwing some more smoke, but it's going around the high, so we're enjoying less smoke. There's the high, centered over northeastern New Mexico. The clockwise formation will bring up that subtropical moisture. You see this little divot right here where the pink goes into the darker pink color right there? This is by noon today. This is a little tiny upper level low pressure system, little disturbance that's going to initiate thunderstorms along this axis right here. And when you see these little divots coming around the high like this, those little disturbances, when there's good heating, good daytime heating, and adequate moisture, we'll have both of those. There will be some strong thunderstorms today. The deep moisture is right there, and you can see the blue from Montana to northeastern Wyoming, but green is both sides of the divide there. So we're going to see thunderstorms today, and there's some areas that we need to watch. All of Montana, this area right here, you're going to have some strong thunderstorms. Also along this axis, as you'll see here in a minute, will be an active pattern where some strong to severe thunderstorms will be today. And the Storm Prediction Center really highlighting that. There's a small area of yellow along the eastern areas of the Front Range of Colorado, just off the Front Range into the plains, but really anywhere along here, we do need to watch out. There is some hail risk, so we'll need to keep an eye on the skies this afternoon and evening. Now, that drier air comes in and less thunderstorm activity will be with us on Tuesday. By Friday, we start to see a shifting pattern a little bit. The high pressure is starting to move a little bit more eastward into the south central United States. And look at this. Haven't really seen this in a while. That's that swirl we showed you. This is going to cool down the Pacific Northwest coast, even bring some rain to the Pacific Northwest, and a nice cool down. Notice up here, we're starting to see more in the way of low pressure systems forming on the north slope of Alaska, high pressure developing in the eastern Gulf of Alaska. What I'm leading up to is we're starting to see, and this starts to happen in late August. Now, this is nothing to freak out about. This is something that starts to develop as we get to the end of summer. It's getting colder up here, and the nights are getting shorter, so we're starting to see a little bit of a robust jet stream pattern forming. It's still very far north, but you start to see systems like this. This system is going to be followed by another one as we get into next week. So this system here on Friday gets a push eastward, and that's going to lead to cooler weather by Sunday. Now, these are the temperature anomalies between now and Friday, so the next 5 days. So hot down here, pretty warm relative to average up here. So there's a large swath where it's going to be pretty warm. It's going to be summer. But look at the coolness going into California, Washington, and Oregon, and even Nevada. That's part of that low off the Pacific Northwest coast. By Sunday, it pushes eastward. There's going to be a fairly good cold front, contrast of cool behind this front and warm out ahead of it. This is by Sunday morning. So the Pacific Northwest and some of you west of the divide as early as Saturday are going to cool off. And by Sunday night into Monday, this low heads eastward, dragging in cooler air. There's another low up here to reload later on. We'll show you that here in a minute. High pressure in the eastern Gulf of Alaska is going to start to open the door to Pacific cool fronts again here at the end of August and as we get into early September. Again, nothing unusual. As we get into take a look at temperatures, look at these temperature anomalies by Sunday evening. This is 6 p.m. Sunday. So for most of the weekend east of the divide, it'll be plenty warm. But cool air really descends into the Pacific Northwest and west of the Continental Divide by Sunday. Is summer over? No. But this is the first salvo of, oh yeah, we're at the end of summer. This is what that means. That's Sunday. And into Monday, that cool air will spread east of the divide overnight Sunday into Monday morning. Then this is Wednesday. This is another one. This was the one that was up here. That comes in. We have another good push of cooler air that's going to come in. And this is going to produce precipitation. This will produce showers and thunderstorms, especially for you folks in Montana, parts of northern Wyoming, and parts of Canada. And that will usher in another salvo of cooler air. So yes, it's going to be warm to hot this week, but we'll have a cool down for many of you this weekend, especially by Sunday into Monday, and then another one by the middle of next week. These are the temperature anomalies by Wednesday. So another cool down. So basically, these are the fronts that start to erase summer heat. Summer heat can still resurge out of the deserts, and it will. So summer patterns aren't over, but we're going to start having these interruptions a little more frequently. Now, this is the 10-day precipitation forecast. Take this with a grain of salt. So we'll adjust this as we go, but I mentioned it being pretty wet in Montana, North Dakota. Look at parts of Saskatchewan into Manitoba, Alberta, back into British Columbia, the Pacific Northwest, at least west of the Cascades, and even Idaho there. That will help with the fires. Still, we're going to get some subtropical moisture coming on up. So there's some moving parts to this weather pattern here over the next 7 to 10 days. Now, I hesitated to show this, but what are we looking at there? Look on the top of the screen. Now, I'm not saying the model's right here and that it's going to snow where you see the blue areas. My guess is there probably will be some snowflakes, possibly Saturday night into Sunday with some of this. Some of this is also maybe from what comes in next Wednesday. These are snowflakes very up high in the mountains, but even getting back into the Sierra Nevada. Nothing to worry about. We still got lots of summer days coming, but the writing's on the wall that we are on certainly the downhill side. Have yourself a good Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.